Hey guys, how you doing? Stu here from the Bearded Plumber. The first podcast is up and about. I'm just about to upload it. I'm just trying to edit this. This is my intro for it. It's going to be amateur. I'm afraid I'm not that comfortable talking to my phone, as you can probably tell. But yeah, it will kind of get better with time, I guess. This episode, this first one was a conversation between me and one of my oldest friends, Steve. Since he was 17, has kind of been in the system. Work-wise, he worked for the Navy, then he came out of the Navy, then they put him through a few different courses and he started working for people. He's only just at the age of 33 gone into like entrepreneurism, yeah. And he's kind of jumped in with the deep end. Really, he's gone and opened up two businesses. The Bike Shack was one of them, and Fat Man to Iron Man. Now, Fat Man to Iron Man, I'm kind of really quite happy to help with him there. I'm really kind of keen to get that off the ground. It's essentially kind of did it for himself, just to get himself up and about. 30-odd-year-old dad, not a lot of exercise goes on there, so he's tried to push himself to kind of complete an Ironman, and he decided he was going to try and help others as well to do that. So as you can see from the talk, he's got a bit of a small group at the moment, but I think next year we're really going to try and push it out to other people and see how that kind of progresses. And the Bike Shack, I mean, he's just jumping on the bandwagon really with what's going on with the coronavirus and the lockdown. Everyone's out on their bikes, so it kind of means more repairs, more servicing. Again, I think he kind of found from experience that looking at getting his kids' bikes and his own bikes kind of serviced locally to where he lives, just up in Northamptonshire, he struggled because the local Halfords, and I think there was a company called Leisure Lakes up there. They're just too busy, really. You're going to be waiting a while. So he decided to put his engineering background to test and looked at bikes, and that's kind of where he's gone from there. So he's starting that up as well. So all the best to him. You'll see. Obviously see Steve and see how it goes. I have to apologise. The Zoom quality wasn't great. My lighting was terrible. Like I say, first one, there's going to be mistakes. They're going to be made. It's going to get better from here. We'll see how it goes, guys. And if you are a local small businessman, not necessarily local, but a small business owner, and you fancy kind of jumping on board with the podcast, I mean, it's really just going to be, as you can see, a bit of a chat, a bit of a conversation about where you got with your small business, how you started it, what you do. It's a good little bit of publicity. Obviously, it's free. It's easy content. We'll go from there. Like I say, probably pretty amateur at the moment. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully it will progress from there. But yeah, hope you guys like it. And like I say, get in touch if you want to join me on this, help towards it, and kind of go from there. We'll see. All right, cheers guys, thanks. There you go. Right, I think it's recording.
Man, how are we doing?
Hello mate, yeah, not too bad. How are you? In the Bike Shack?
Good. In the Bike Shack, yeah man.
Yeah mate, so I basically just wanted to give people a bit of a kind of background on you.
Yeah,
what you've been up to over the last like 20 years, let's say. Should we cover that much? 20 years, and then obviously, what you're kind of getting into now, and what you're starting up. So we won't bother with school, mate. But let's talk about Navy years.
Yeah, man.
So you're joining at 17. You're probably the only sober sailor on board the ship.
Sort of. Nah, man. I went through went through my training. Obviously, being 17 years old, you weren't allowed to drink or anything. But I distinctly remember going through Rally, which is the basic training establishment, and the over 18-year-olds get like a stamp on the back of their hand so they can drink. So I remember as soon as they got their stamp, you go straight in and like put your hand on the back of their palm so it's still wet, so you got a stamp as well. So means and ways and all that sort of stuff. But so 17, joined the military. Crazy.
Yeah, good fun.
Yeah, it was alright, man. Had its moments, certainly.
And then on ship. Go on.
Say again.
On ship for a while.
Yeah, so after I did all my my training and my trade training and everything, it's basically started my engineering apprenticeship. I went to HMS Collingwood, did a year and a half at Collingwood, learning electrical engineering, and then I joined HMS York September. No, sorry, it was a week after my 18th birthday, so I was like to drink. And I joined HMS York. I flew out to Singapore and I met her out in Singapore. It was halfway through their Far East deployment, so
Nice.
which was pretty good. Nice first trip for us.
Yeah.
Got around all the Far East and China and Hong Kong and Singapore and all that good stuff. And then came back, did some surveillance stuff off the coast of Somalia, back through the Suez Canal, and then stopped in Gibraltar, and then back up to Portsmouth. So yeah, first trip was pretty good.
Yeah.
Did some other good trips on the York as well. It was a good ship. Had a great time. So yeah, man.
And then was it from the York straight to Afghanistan, or how did that come
Yes.
about?
Straight there, go there now.
Yeah.
No, I had nah, man. Believe it or not, you have to actually go through some sort of like army man training to go out there. They can't just send sailors out there because there's no sea in Afghanistan. So no, I joined a Commando Logistics Regiment in Barnstable. I did a 6-week course in Lympstone with the Royal Marines, teaching you how to basically be a soldier sort of thing. I did all my OPTAG training, all the pre-deployment stuff, and then went out to Afghanistan about 8 months later. That was an eye opener.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was different. No, we were doing the convoy support, logistics support and stuff. So basically resupplying forward operating bases from Camp Bastion. So going to the front line, spend a couple of days in these fobs, and then come back to Bastion and resupplying that. So, but different.
Yeah, a little bit different to engineering on a ship.
It was, mate. It really was. It was sort of like 2 years of my life, which was I'm glad I did it. To put some hairs on my chest, if it were, and it's something that not a lot of people can say they've done. So it's pretty cool. But straight from that, I went to mine hunters then. Spent the rest of my career on mine hunters, which was great. Had a real good time on those ships. I was with MCM. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean they're only 60 meters long, made of plastic, so they don't attract magnetic mines.
Yeah.
But yeah, small crew, small atmosphere, and we did some really good stuff. Went to the Gulf in Bahrain for 9 months. Went around the Mediterranean loads of times. We did some stuff in Libya when that was kicking off, blew some mines up and stuff. So man, it was really good. Really enjoyed it. And then I came out in 2012. That was the
brief stint as an electrician, and then
yeah, man. Yeah, that's the. You know what, man? That's the sort of thing that no one really teaches you in life, is how to transform from military to civilian. So no one really teaches you how to be a real person, if it were. So when you're in the military, you are quite institutionalized. You're told where to be, what time to be there, what clothes to be wearing, what stuff to have with you. But where you come out and you are a civilian, no one tells you that stuff. And it's like, I did some qualifying courses into being a domestic electrician. I was like, fine, I'll just start my own business up. I'll run Webb Electrical and I'll be a millionaire within 6 months. And lo and behold, real life problems got in the way. And it was like, this is difficult, man. And no one teaches that stuff. So I was lucky because I had my sort of trade behind me. I went into another job and kind of sustained my life that way, but yeah, that was quite a difficult time, and no one teaches you how to do that stuff.
they don't. Well, obviously they'll teach you electrics, but they won't teach you how to run a business as well. And
exactly, yeah, man, yeah, exactly. So all little things like getting trade accounts and job planning and quoting and stuff like that. It was straight in the deep end. I did some charity work as well, which I fell into that trap. Not that doing charity work's a bad thing, but that really kicked my ass. That did, and it was like I'm being too naive here, and I fell into that trap big time. And I didn't yeah, again, another life experience for me, but I was, what, 23, 24, something like that. So it's just another thing to sort of build me up into the person I am now, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So where did you? Because it wasn't Alimac that you were in after that, was it? I can't remember what the name was, but it was the.
No, man, no. I went to a company called Uniflare,
Yeah.
and they're renewable energy specialist in waste gas to grid sort of thing. So it was basically where all your waste food goes, or landfill, either goes to anaerobic digestion plant or a recycle plant or something, and that all that waste gets converted into well, the gas gets extracted from it, gets put into marine gas combustion engines, and then generates electricity from it. So we're talking big power, you know. But no, we were doing the flaring systems, so the burning off of the gas, and the valve systems, and the dehumidification, and the cooling of the gas, that sort of stuff. So you know what, I actually quite enjoyed that. It was a good job.
Yeah.
The money wasn't fantastic, but again, another life experience, and something new, something different, something to add to the CV, I guess, which was all right. Yeah, all right, very good.
Nice. All right. And then Alimac. I mean, how you kind of jumped the. I don't know, you kind of got promoted quite quickly with that, didn't you? Really, I can't remember how long you were there for, but you were in charge of a lot of blokes pretty quickly.
Oh gosh, yeah, that was crazy. Alimac, that was I went straight into a field engineer, and that was working in all industries, all sectors: oil and gas, offshore, onshore, UK power stations, cement plants, construction, you name it. We had machines in, and basically vertical access, rack and pinion driven hoists and lifts, and I was doing that for about 2.5 years, and it was, again, the money was fantastic, and some of the places we got to go to was crazy. We were really good, and some of these offshore rigs in Africa and stuff, really cool. But the time away from the family was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I had a chat with my boss at the time, and I said, look, I can't do this anymore, being away from the family so much. And I was quite lucky. A job opened up within the company, which was based in the office in Rushden. So I took that job, and I was construction support coordinator or something. So I was just helping the behind the scenes stuff with the construction department.
Yeah.
And then the opportunity arose to become field supervisor. So I'd never really done a managerial job before, and I took it, and straight away I've gone from being part of a group of engineers, field engineers, about 23 guys it was, straight into being their direct line manager. So, and that was crazy, absolutely crazy. So you have to go from being a fairly childish bloke who had a bit of a sense of humour running with these guys to then be their go-to point of contact. And that was really a time to grow up and become a man time, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you know, so the support I had with my boss, it was fantastic. I learned no end of stuff. And then over that time, the company acquired some more businesses, and I actually moved into another section of the business, which was these big cranes on top of buildings and roofs for the window cleaning baskets and stuff. That, again, had quite a few issues, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
But that was go and fix that sort of problem. And again, through the year and a half of doing that, learned so much, and just became this evolved person, sort of thing. So I've got every credit for Alimac for everything they did for me, and running some of these projects, and running some of the guys, and some of these, but we're talking some of the most prestigious buildings in central London, and it was great fun. But it came to the point where it was becoming too much for me, and I was becoming that sort of person I didn't really want to be. I always kind of wanted to sort of run my own thing and do my own thing, and I've always been fairly laid back, and I'm now becoming a corporate suit wearing person, so I'm the guy who wants to grab his surfboard or bike and just go off and into the woods for the weekend. And that sort of person.
So from prestigious London buildings to your shed.
To the shed, man. Yeah, to the bike shack.
To the bike shack.
Yeah, man, that's it. So it's something like a bit of a passion of mine. I like. It's more of a hobby than anything else. Like, bikes and stuff is like they're really easy to look after. Anyone can do it, but some of the higher end bikes, they take quite a lot of precision, some quite complex mechanics and that sort of stuff. And that's the sort of thing I enjoy. I enjoy taking stuff to pieces and make things work a bit better and stuff. And that's the whole idea of the bike shack. And I've had, like I said, I'm sort of new to the cycling thing anyway, and had two experiences with the two shops in town, Halfords and another company called Leisure Lakes. Now, Halfords being a big global sort of big UK wide company, I found that going in there, they charge you money for someone who doesn't really know what they're doing, and it's kind of like the meat grinder sort of thing. Just get people in, charge you money, get them out, and there's no sort of love there. Whereas you go next door to the company called Leisure Lakes, which is your higher end type bikes where you spend a lot of money. And if you walk into that place and you're a sort of novice and you haven't got the money to spend, they kind of turn their nose up at you. So I wanted to sort of sit in the middle between those two guys, being, just a guy in his shed. But obviously I want to grow the thing, but it's crazy. So from the novice to the more higher end sort of thing, and just be another sort of in the market rather than the top end or the low end. That's the idea behind the bike shed. And nice. we can drink beer in here as well.
Yeah, it's well, to be honest, mate, you're jumping on the bandwagon at a good time, because everyone's on their bikes at the moment, and it seems to be. I mean, even the couple of places round by us, you're looking at 2-3 months until you can get your bike in for a service. So, it's in demand at the moment, definitely.
It certainly is. I mean, it's especially with the new up and coming thing with the e-bikes as well. That's becoming really, really popular. Nobody really wants to touch an e-bike because people are afraid of electricity, sort of thing. I'm not going to touch that. I'm going to break it. It costs me loads of money, so I'm going to pay an extortionate amount of money for someone to fix it for me. Not really into that. I'm not going to charge someone an extortionate amount of money, but I can certainly have a look at it for you and give you some tips and advice on how to sort of look after it. And that's the main thing anyway. That's the goal.
That's it. It's giving people that extra hand, really, isn't it? It's helping them out and earning a bit of money doing so.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. That's
all right, mate. Next project.
Cool. Project 2.
Fat Man to Iron Man.
Yeah, man. This is something I've come up with. I recently sort of started an online fitness program sort of thing, and I again, with my sort of brain, I thought, I could probably do this better. And I don't like to do things in small measures. I like to kind of go big or go home. So during my time at Alimac, I put quite a lot of weight on, smoked too much, really unhealthy sort of lifestyle, because it's back and forth from London and trying to eat when you can, and you just the weight I put on was ridiculous. And I thought, I really need to change me. I need to change who I am. I'm becoming this overweight person, which I sort of like detest. So I was doing this program, and I thought, I want to do an Ironman, which is one of the hardest triathlons in the world. It's a 2.5 mile swim, followed by a 120 mile bike ride, followed by a 26 mile marathon. And what better sort of competition to do than that? It's got such a great name. And I started my own personal personal Fat Man to Iron Man program, and I've been sort of doing updates on Facebook, and I've got this little group and stuff, and thinking, well, if it's just me, there's got to be more people out there like me who want to do something amazing rather than the 9 to 5 boring stuff. So
yeah, definitely.
The Fat Man to Iron Man program next year will become a thing where it's going to be open to other people. I'm currently trialing it with a small group of average people, where I want to transform just a normal person into something, this triathlete sort of thing. So
yeah,
next year, we're going to do the whole program. It's not going to be just fitness. It's going to be a whole lifestyle change, from planning your day-to-day life to becoming a better person, changing your habits, making your health better, your turning your personal development on, and actually doing
nutrition
stuff in
and
your life.
all of that. Yeah,
Nutrition, yes. Family time as well is so important, and a lot of people, and I found from personal experiences, a lot of people just neglect that. And what I've found is my kids are quite young at the moment, but I've almost blinked and they're now both at school, and it's like I've missed that time because I've buried my head in work, and I've missed my kids growing up so far. I mean, they're 5 and 4 and 5 at the moment, but it's like I've missed that little part of their life because I've just dug my head into work. But no, with this, the beauty of it is you can concentrate on your family, and you can concentrate on your work, and you can concentrate on yourself as well. And that's the important thing, is concentrating on you. If you're not at the top of your game, then everyone else is going to suffer. So, but if you're at 100%, everyone else gets the best you, sort of thing. So that's
first rule of first aid, isn't it? Make sure you're all right first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man, exactly. It's like the aeroplane thing as well. You fit your own mask before helping someone else. So you get yourself sorted, and yeah, that's it, man. But no, at the moment, the trial with my little team of champions is it's going okay. I've lost a couple of guys already because it is, I wouldn't say it's intense, but it's dedication. So you've got to give yourself that sort of purpose in life to want to do it. It's very well and good turning up saying, do you know what, I'm going to do an Ironman competition, and I call it the honeymoon period, because after 2 weeks it's like, do you know what, I can't be bothered with this anymore. Yeah, see, I don't want to do it anymore. So the guys I've got at the moment who are still going after week 4 now, they're on the right track. They've got the right mentality. It's still a long way to go, but they're on the right sort of, and if they follow my program, then, because we're all going to do it together, and I'm going to do my own Ironman, because it's A, it's a lot more easier, and B, it's a damn sight more cheaper, because just to do an Ironman, you're talking 500 quid just to get onto the competition. That doesn't,
just a local one as well.
Yeah, that's just a local one. I mean, I'm doing the one in Portugal next year, but you've got to buy a proper bike. You need a proper bike anyway, but you've got to get yourself a wetsuit because you're doing an outdoor swim, and the cost that comes with it is phenomenal. You could be talking like real big money, but the way I'm trying to do it is I'm going to do it local. It's not going to be as intense. It's going to be, well, not as strict as well. It's going to be a lot more laid back. It's going to be local up here in Northamptonshire.
Are you thinking of doing it online, so you can, if it wasn't necessarily from Northampton, then
exactly, and that's the beauty of having this sort of man-made thing, because I've got one of my members is in Cyprus at the moment. Everything that she does is all through like Strava and everything. We've got a WhatsApp group, and so we can do the competition all online. There's no stopping us do that. We can do the swim in the pool. We can log points of where we're going to cycle, and then do a run. And I think the guys who are up here are going to do it. We're going to try and do it together. And we'll go from there. It's a lot more laid back. There's so many rules with Ironman, it's ridiculous. And you've got 7 17 hours to do this competition, and I think what we'll do is we'll stop the timer at 16 hours 59 minutes. So we can all cross the line, sort of thing. But no, that's the idea behind it, and it's trying to get new people in. And I've also found that by doing something with this, and especially with the lockdown thing, is you're making new friends. Even though you don't meet these people, you can still talk to each other and you can still relate because you're going through the same thing. And this sort of honesty filter goes out the window because you're all in the same boat as well. This I know when you sort of like, you talk to someone, you're like, yeah, well, I can run 15 miles when we all know that's absolute rubbish. Honesty, man, is the way forward. You turn around and say, like, do you know what? I can't even run 3 kilometers. That's fine. We're all doing it together, and we'll get you up at that level. That's the whole point of it. But yeah, that's the plan, man. Get this Fat Man to Iron Man going.
That's it. So with the official program for kind of next year, how's that kind of run? Is that like a bit of a sign up and then hit the ground running in January?
Yeah, man. I'm probably pushing to be what we're now, April, May, probably June, July time next year. It's going to be basically a case of, because I'm looking for all walks of life, and I'm particularly targeting middle-aged dads, basically. And everyone's different, we all know that. And to start off is going to be, I'm going to look at everyone individually and kind of come up with a plan with them together. The basics are all going to be the same. Planning your life, how to plan your life, how to fit these things in. Now, the thing I found for me, which is an ultimate game changer, is getting up early in the morning. We're all guilty of it, getting up late and that sort of stuff, but I found I get up at 5 every morning and I go and do something, whether that be a run or read a book or some learning of some sort for personal development or some yoga or whatever, or cycle. That hour and a half to 2 hours in the morning, which I get up way before everyone else, is like my own personal time. And after a couple of weeks of doing it, you get into this routine and it's like, this is amazing. I've got no kids, like, in the nicest possible way. I've got no kids. I'm in the house on my own. I quite often go for dog walks and stuff really early and stuff. And it's that starting from this small morning routine to then move into slightly bigger routines to actually planning your day. So I'm not sure about yourself, but I try and plan my day out as to the minute as possible, and I try and stick to it. It doesn't work out all the time, but when I know I have something to stick to, I will tend to stick to it. Mm-hmm. And another thing I've been guilty of is not having lunch, not eating properly. So come 12 o'clock, I've got it in my calendar. Stop, have lunch. Stop what you're doing, eat something. And the biggest thing I've been told is, well, I'm far too busy for that. I can't do that. I'm too busy for it. I can't do it. It's like, well, you can. There's like 170 something hours in a week. You can manage 5 hours out of that time to do something to and at the moment with the guys, I'm trying to get them to do an hour in the morning. Spend an hour, you time, read a book, do yoga, go for a run, and I give them challenges and stuff. I've got one challenge this week, which is I want the guys to cook something, do a video of it, or take pictures of it, show me their ingredients, and just prove that to yourself that you can do it. Mm-hmm. And it is fun as well. And I try and do it with my wife. Is we'll spend some time together and we'll cook something, and it's like a bit of bonding time between us. Plus, we get a bit of, cooking experience together, make something nice and healthy, and it's good. And it's trying to get the guys to do stuff like that, but you can't get that into someone within a week. It takes a good couple of months to sort of change that.
Yeah, well, it's all about small changes, isn't it, to start with?
Yeah, man, exactly. But once we're sort of in that routine, That's it, mate. Once we're in that routine, we can then go for the actual training programs, the proper training program. So the first one is the 12-week, which is a half Ironman training program. And once we're up to that level, then we start the big one, which is the 30-week one. And then at the end of that, we'll be there ready to do the actual Ironman competition. So
Sure.
that's it, man.
Easy.
Yeah, man. But yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Man, that's it.
Cool. Yeah, no, that sounds good. I'd look forward to helping out on that, mate, and getting that going.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, we obviously need. I'm going to document everything, and we need yourself down there to do the videoing and do the updates and that. So certainly.
Cool. All right, mate. Fantastic. Well, no, mate. Good speaking to you. I'll get this out, get it all online. And
yeah, man.
Yeah, mate. All the best.
Sweet. Right. Speak to you in a bit. Cheers, man.